Hello, group. Welcome to Action Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, we're going to rank my favorite 10 solo Keith Richards songs. Not those songs that he sings a token song on a Rolling Stones record. That's not solo. We're talking about Talk Is Cheap, Crosseyed Hearts, and Main Offender. Those are Keith's 3 solo records. Also has a live record. And there's a couple singles, maybe I will mention them. So, you know who Keith Richards is. And if for some strange reason you refused to hear a Keith Richards solo record or solo track, and you're wondering, what in the world would that sound like outside the Rolling Stones? Well, of course, later, Keith brought in that groove and brought that groove into the Rolling Stones. Now in Voodoo Lounge, you get Love Is Strong. That's the kind of groove that we were getting from Keith Richards solo. A lot of groove. A funk groove to a great degree. Oh, tasty groove. What? You put together, well, basically, while we say it's Keith Richards solo, his partner is Steve Jordan, the drummer. You see him in a lot of TV show, talk show bands. And he's done a ton of session work. With Steve Jordan, there's groove. There's a ton of groove in these 3 records. So while we say it's Keith Richards solo, it's actually a partnership of Keith Richards with Steve Jordan for songwriting. Some other people making tribute here and there. But basically, all original Keith Richards songs solo are co-written between Keith Richards and Steve Jordan. And darn, they got groove. So, is that all the intro I have to do? Usually I do too much. Not today. We know who Keith Richards is. Number 10. It's from Crosseyed Hearts. Something for Nothing. Co-written by Keith and Steve Jordan, of course. And it doesn't quite have the groove as the other songs I'm going to name. Crosseyed Hearts is basically what happened was 1988 was the first solo record, Talk Is Cheap. 4 years later, you get Main Offender in 92. This doesn't come out till 2015. I'm sure Keith was busy, as was Steve Jordan and the rest of the guys in the band, like Waddy Ratchell and whatnot. So this doesn't come out to 2015. It has less energy than the first 2 solo records. It doesn't quite, when it has groove, it doesn't have the same groove. And when it's slow and ballad, it's really slow. Don't want to say it's not a great record. Well, it's not a great record. It's not. It's a good record. It is a good record. It's inconsistent, especially with the number of slow ballad type material on it. But Something for Nothing, which is basically a song about him bitching about people coming to him for money. I'm sure we're talking about family coming to him for money. I'm sure there's a number of strangers or relative, non-relatives. That sentence didn't come out right. Non-relatives coming up to him as well for some cash. But I'm sure family, because as you get older, you got a lot of family. And you got money and they don't. Something for Nothing. The upper middle class watching this may understand what that's about. That's number 10. Number 9 is also from Crosseyed Hearts. Substantial Damage. It's a relationship song. And, mentioned that eternal 21st century problem of, hey, I paid for dinner and you're on the phone. He may be writing to one of his kids. Does he have a younger wife? Well, I'm sure he has a younger wife on her phone or their phone. But basically it's a relationship song, and we've been there. We've been there, Keith. Hey, paying for dinner here. We're together. Pay attention to me. Heck with the phone. Put the phone away. We've been there, Keith. We understand. Number 8, Struggle. From Talk is Cheap. Now we're beginning to get into some groove here. Struggle. That's a nice, tasty little number. We'll talk about Talk is Cheap more in a minute. Number 7. You were waiting for it because if you weren't paying attention, if you're a casual Rolling Stones fan, you're going, what in the world are you talking about? I don't remember Keith Richards having a solo anything except for that one Christmas song. Run, Run, Rudolph, a Chuck Berry cover. It's in a number of places you can find Run, Run, Rudolph by Keith Richards and Chuck Berry. But where I have it is here. Mule Stevens' Underground Garage. Their lead-up track with this Christmas-themed Red Fink cover. If you're educated art-wise to understand what Red Fink is from the 60s and whatever. It's a cool number. And this is a cool Christmas collection. After you get Keith Richards doing Run, Run, Rudolph, or Run, Rudolph, Run, you get Bob Seger in The Last Herd, Sock It To Me, Santa. You get to hear Bob Seger do his best James Brown. Hey! I wasn't close. Bob Seger doing a Christmas tribute to James Brown. That's right, Mr. Night Moves. Doing James Brown. Bob Seger used to have talent before he became a star. What can I say? It's got the Ramones. Got a fake Beatles doing Silent Night. Get some tasty stuff here. Got Joe Pesci. That's a funny one. Nice little collection. But the point is, number 7, Run, Rudolph, Run. There's a lyric, Run, Run, Rudolph. I don't remember. Run, Rudolph. Whatever it is. I like it. When it's Christmas, I like that. And my Mojo Nixon Only Holidays. But that's a different thing to talk about in months, if then. Number 6, 999 from Main Offender, the live track, 999. Not sure what he's paying for. He's talking about tasty lips kissed tonight. 999. Cool groove. Now we're beginning to get into groove. Cool groove. Number 5 is also from Main Offender. Oh, what a video. There's a video for 999, and there's a video for Wicked as It Seems. Heck of a video. Heck of a sleazy video. Image-wise. Talk about it as Wicked as It Seems. Pretty decent groove through it's not so much of a groove song. See that video, Wicked as It Seems, second track from Main Offender. Just go listen to some Keith Richards solo. Number 4 is my second single from Keith Richards. Not an album, well, it is an album, but not a Keith Richards album. It's a tribute record to Lou Reed that came out last year. Don't own it. Wasn't reviewing yet. I'd love to hear it. But it's a little bit long in the tooth for the review, isn't it? But it sounds tasty. He does a cover of I'm Waiting for the Man. The song of Lou Reed from the debut record of the Velvet Underground, Going to Get Heroin from his dealer. Not mainstream lyrics for the 60s when this record came out. I'm here with $26 in my hand, waiting for my man. And gee, Lou Reed dies. We're going to do a tribute. Who should do the song about going to get heroin? Keith Richards wouldn't be available, would he? He wouldn't be up for it, would he? Yeah. And Keith does a bang-up job of singing and playing guitar for I'm Waiting for the Man on that tribute record. I believe I read it was the first track on that record. as well as should be. It's a damn good song, damn good cover. Find it. Nice video with that too. There's basically a recording of the song video. You know the type, but it still is kind of neat. 3. Talking 3 songs with ultra groove. All 3 from the same album. Talk is Cheap, groove, even a bit of a funk groove. And somehow none of these 3 is the lead-off track. Basically, Keith brings 3 key people from P-Funk to do Big Enough. This is not pick. It may be honorable mention. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick Big Enough. I love P-Funk. It has a pretty decent funk groove to it. Not like the 3 I picked. I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3. Big Enough isn't good enough. For Pete's sake. Bootsy on bass. Pretty Roll on keyboards. Maceo on horns. Maceo. Didn't make the cut. What more P-Funk can you get than Bootsy, Bernie, and Maceo? With Steve Jordan, who's pretty funky in his own right, and he's done some work with Bootsy and whatever. Didn't make the cut. That's how much I think of the other songs. Tasty. But number 3, instead, my number 3, Rock a While. Oh, what groove. What groove. Oh, my. Rock a While. With that Sarah Dash singing along. Oh. Ooh. And you think Keith Richards can't sing? He can sing. He sings within his limits. But within this groove, his voice works just fine. Even when he brings in real singers to sing with him, they make it work. Rock a While. Oh. Some people may want to put that higher than 3. In the comments, give me your top 10. There's a lot of good stuff that I didn't put in here. You can have a different top 10 than me, absolutely. Number 2. You Don't Move Me. That come out right? You Don't Move Me. Gee, is he talking to Mick? He might be. You don't move me anymore. Oh, groove. Groove. And, you know, and the video for my number 1 too. Oh. You know, just Don't Move Me moves me. Hell of a groove. Gotta hear that. Of course, you gotta hear number 1. It also has great groove. Another song from Mick. Wink, wink. Not really Mick, no. I think he said it was about Mick. I forget my reading, okay? Take It So Hard. Or Don't Take It So Hard. But the title is Take It So Hard. Oh, that groove. Groove. and a cool video. And that's I wish there was more of Keith Richards and Steve Jordan doing more than 3 records. And they get together, there's groove. But don't worry, Steve Jordan became basically the drummer for the Rolling Stones. So, and of course there's another bassist with more of a funk background in the Rolling Stones now too, since the original retired from the band, so he's recording here and there in his own right. But so in Hackneyed Diamonds, which I have up here somewhere. Where am I playing? That way. Hackneyed Diamonds, produced by Andrew Watt. Have you ever heard the new, or at least, well, that's not brand new, but the latest Rolling Stones with Steve Jordan on drums, except for 3 tracks, because they had a couple performances in the can from Charlie Watts before he died. Steve Jordan is a fine replacement, though he's not. You know what I mean. He's a sideman. The Rolling Stones today is Keith, Mick, and Ronnie Wood. The rhythm section for hire. They're not recognized as full partners in the take. The business of rock and roll, I guess. Charlie Watts was a founding member, not you. You have a nice salary, Mr. Jordan, but you're not getting equal share. Is this good money for you? You happy? Good. You're not getting publishing. As it may be, I'm not anyone's manager or attorney. It's okay by me. Everyone, I'm sure, has their mortgage paid up. I trust. So, that is my favorite 10 tracks, solo tracks, by Keith Richards. In the comments, of course, everything's on YouTube. All of it's on YouTube. Listen to it for yourself. What's your favorite 10 tracks? Solo by Keith Richards. Have a good time. All 3 are fine records. And Crosseyed Hearts, a little bit inconsistent. But the first 2, Main Offender, Talk Is Cheap, killer. All killer, no filler. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell when the new video comes out. And leave a comment. I don't bite. I say thank you and everything. I'll reply. And there's no right or wrong answers. A lot of tasty stuff I left out. We all hear things differently, as Sea of Tranquility, the main Papa music channel for rock and roll, likes to say. Pete likes to say that. We all hear things differently. Exactly. Remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food. And have fun with your music. And Keith Richards solo, especially those first 2 solo records, those are fresh. And fresh groove. It may be over 30 years since they came out. Too many of you have not heard those two records. Listen to those two records. And yeah, listen to some. After that, listen to Crosseyed Hearts. Those two, and just, or just the individual tracks I talked about. Go just check the groove on my top picks. Just amazing. So, till next time, have fun and take it easy. Thanks. Bye.